Here are some friendly reminders about Progress Book. And for Progress Book, you can see some of the following items in there. If you see warm-up at the top of an assignment, it is worth 50 points. It does count against you if it is a 0. However, you get plenty of opportunity from bonus points, extra credit on the tests, and all kinds of stuff to fill that in. Or you can come in 6th period and work a warm-up quiz. That's fine. I have them on file. I can print them off, and you can do it. If you see homework, that is worth 50 points. It does hurt you if it is a 0. If you're absent, it's a 0. If I don't see it, it's a 0. I cannot give you credit for homework by virtue of your studiousness in other classes. If you have an A in all other classes, but not this one, if you have a 0, it doesn't get changed to 50. It only gets changed to 50 when I see what? The homework, yes. So if you see a 0 there, it does count against you. If you see HWP, that means the number of problems you had right on that day's homework check. It is out of 0 points, which means if you get all 10 right, you have 10 extra credit points. If you see a 0 in the grade book for one of these assignments, it does not count against you. It's out of 0 points. It cannot hurt you. If you see EC in the grade book, it's out of 0. It stands for extra credit. If you have 15 points, it's 15 extra. If you have 0, it does not hurt you because it's not worth anything. If you see quiz in the grade book, it's likely out of 50 points, or it could be out of 10, sometimes 0, like today's quiz on the first day of a new topic. I'll make it out of 0. Maybe the next day 10, and then 20, and so on. If it's 0 out of 0, it doesn't count against you. If it's 0 out of 50, it does, or 0 out of any other number. It counts against you. If you see practice in the grade book, that's the points you earn for your practice problems that day with the bonus combined into it. Practice problems, if we did 4 practice, then it's worth 40 points because it's 10 points each. You could get as much as 75 out of 40 if you do all the bonus problems and get them right. If you see a 0 here, it does count against you. You can earn bonuses on days after that to get your grade up in that particular assignment. If you go through Progress Book and see a bunch of 0s in a row, it doesn't mean you're missing a bunch of assignments. For example, if this is out of 0 and this is out of 0, such as homework points, extra credit, or the lottery, which is put in there, those are out of 0 points. You're not missing anything. If it's a homework assignment, you are. You have to do that. This week, we are factoring by grouping. Here is the first example. We have 15xy plus 9by minus 25ax minus 15ab. And you will do exactly what the objective says to do. Factor by grouping. You want to group together 2 terms out of these 4 to start with that have the most things in common. For example, 15 and 9, you can factor out a 3. You can also factor out a y from both of those. So if you can find 2 things they have in common, that's even better. So we can take out a 3 and a y from both of those. And from the last test, you know to go back and divide each of those by 3y and come up with 5x plus 3b. Now try the 2 terms on the back end. Here is a very important rule. If you have a minus sign that immediately follows some factoring work you've just done in terms of a quantity, you keep that minus sign, you set up your quantity for the next 2 items, but you're essentially changing the signs. This minus will no longer be with that quantity. It's on the outside. So you just have 25ax, and then instead of minus, you have plus 15ab. You keep the minus sign outside of that quantity, and you change the sign of what's inside. Now keep your left-hand side, what you've already finished, the same, and go back and take something out of the 25 and 15, as well as the AX and the AB if you can. The highest number that comes out of 25 and 15 is 5. And you can also take out an A. 25AX divided by 5A is 5X. And 15AB divided by 5A is 3. 3B. Now, do you notice something in common between the two things we've just spelled out? We have this and this. That's what you're looking for. You want to factor these expressions to where you end up with two quantities that are identical. When you do, pick this, 3y, and put it with this, minus 5a, and make that a quantity by itself. And then choose just one of the two that are alike. You only need one of them. 5x plus 3b. We are checking our answer from the practice problem. We ended with 3y minus 5a, and then 5x plus 3b. To check it, multiply it out. 3y times 5x is 15xy. 3y times 3b is 9by. Negative 5a times 5x is negative 25ax, and then negative 5a times 3b is negative 15ab. And read from left to right, it's plus, minus, and minus. In this problem, 5ab minus 9ax plus 30b minus 54x. We want to find some stuff that they have in common here. You have 5 and 9. You can't factor anything out of those. They do have an a in common, and if that's our last resort, then we might have to do that. But we still have two other terms in here to look at. What about 9, or instead of 9, but 5 and 30? What about 5 and 30? They both can be divided by 5, and you can both have a b out of those. So why don't we group them like this? 5ab and then plus 30b. Those two have two things in common. The 5ab and the 9ax only had one thing in common. Now that means you have to move over your, if I get the right pen out here, the minus 9ax and minus 54x. Those are now together on the right side. Now on the left you can take out a 5 as well as a b, and then go back and divide both of those terms by 5b. You're left with a plus 6. And now on the right side, don't forget the rule when you have a minus sign that follows a quantity but precedes another one. So you have a minus sign, and then you're going to put your 9ax in parentheses without a minus sign in front of it, and change the minus sign to plus in front of the 54x. Now go back and rewrite what you had from the left and work on the right. We can take out a 9 from both of those terms. We can also take out an x. So we're taking out 9x. Divide 9ax by 9x and you're left with a. And 54x divided by 9x is going to be 6.
Please excuse the interruption. At 9 o'clock, they will be turning our water off for a period of time to replace the meter out front. We will have water jugs between the upstairs restroom and the downstairs restroom if you need to have water to drink. There'll be 2 jugs there. So in the next 35 minutes, we'll let people, whoever needs to use the restroom, use the restroom. And from 9 o'clock, we'll announce when it comes back on. Thanks.
And now we have to go back and group them together for the final answer. You have 5b, and then minus 9x, and then you only need one of your a plus 6's. Your final answer. The solution here, let's look at 2ab minus 2ax. On this problem, we have 2 and 2 as well as a and a. So clearly we can take out 2a and be left with b minus x. You have a plus sign next, which means you don't have to change any signs. You can take out a 5 and be left with b minus x. So 2a plus 5 in the first quantity, and then b minus x in the second. Before you come up, you can have this quantity on the right and this one on the left. It's still the same answer. What?
Shouldn't you have to change the thing inside the parentheses to plus?
No, this is a plus sign here. You only do that when it's minus.